Welcome to the Steel Studio. These are my Thursday thoughts I do on a weekly basis. This week I want to talk about the notion Mike Tomlin does not win. Mike Tomlin wins, but the team goes nowhere in the playoffs. Let's look at the big picture with this here in the Steel Studio. Yeah, I understand Mike Tomlin had an early exit last year in the playoffs, but let's talk about that. Last year we didn't even belong in the playoffs. That team should have never made it. We had a good defense, but we had injuries on the defensive line. Tuitt screwed us over. He was one of the best players in the league. The O line was terrible, and Ben was on his last legs. Ben got us there with his amazing throws, and we had a really tough schedule. We had no chance of beating the Chiefs. Actually, if we had half an offense, we probably would have won that game, and who knows what would have happened. So that wasn't Tomlin's fault, in my opinion. 2021 was a COVID year. You notice the offensive statistics from that year compared to this year? Go back and look. Teams were averaging 30 points a game then, or 25 points a game. There were only 4 teams under 20 points a game. They weren't calling penalties and holding. They wanted more offense in that COVID year because there were no fans in the stands. And I truly believe that it was rigged in a lot of ways for the offense in that season. Well, that hurt the Steelers with their pass rush. And the Browns came in, and I agree, we were not prepared for that team that day, and they kicked our ass. I put a little bit of that on Tomlin, but a lot of that on the situation with COVID and also the no fans in the stands. The place would have been a madhouse. So that was an early exit from the playoffs again. And think about that year. If the salary cap would have gone up, if COVID would have never happened, we wouldn't have had to cut some of the guys we cut. And let's face it, that team was 11-0, but they were overachieving, and a lot of that had to do. Teams figured us out, and the Browns figured us out, and we got out schemed in that game, and we couldn't do anything but the short throws. We had no answer on defense. So the year before that was when Ben got hurt. Remember, Ben got hurt. We were 8-8, which was an amazing coaching job, in my opinion. Without Ben, we had no chance, and we were in our games, and we could have made the playoffs pretty close to it, but we didn't. The year before that, we missed the playoffs, and it was a fluky because we needed someone to win, someone to lose. Somebody missed a field goal, and we didn't make it. That was the year that we had Antonio. We were really good. That was the year that we had lost the game to the Saints at the end when Juju fumbled, and we beat ourselves. Again, not Tomlin's fault. The year before that, we were 13-3, and we were loaded. This team was built to win, but we weren't built for a team like Jacksonville. They came in and we couldn't stop the run. They ran over us. We had turnovers, gave them a big lead, and we couldn't come back. We tried. And to me, that was not Tomlin's fault either. And we had other things happen. We had the playoff games in New England when Bell was hurt. We had the Cincinnati win we had, and then Brown got hurt. You know, we had a lot of games where things just was bad luck. But Tomlin has won 2 Super Bowls. He has kept us competitive. He's never had a losing season, which is amazing. And we're not drafting in the top 10 like Jacksonville or Cincinnati, even Cleveland. We've drafted 20 or later every year, and we still make it work. And we still reload. And we're still competitive. One thing I don't like that I wish we would change is I hate playing games too close to the end because you're going to win a lot of those as we did the last couple of years, and you're going to lose a lot of those as we have this year. We need to get leads and play a little bit more dominant. And I think we will as we reload this roster and these guys get a little older and quit making these young mistakes. You're going to see this team be competitive again. We won 2 Super Bowls, should have won 3, could have won 3. We were in 3 with Tomlin, and he's a great coach. I have no issue with Mike Tomlin. And I think that it would be foolish for the Steelers to let him go. And the Steelers aren't going to let him go, but this is just fans and media speaking, saying, oh, my God, he could have his first losing season, and we've never won anything. And look around the league. Look around at the other team. Who is the dynasty? You say the Chiefs. Oh, the Chiefs are. Okay, the Chiefs won 1 Super Bowl since they had Mahomes. And before that, they didn't win one since the 70s, early 70s. Oh, how about Tampa Bay? Well, Tampa Bay wouldn't have been there without Brady. Brady is the only person that has dominated in the league, whether he was with Tampa Bay or New England. They're the only team that has multiples and has been good. A couple teams went a couple times, the Rams, and won one, lost one, but that's not a dynasty. The Eagles one time. That's not a dynasty. So I think, look around the league. You want to scrap it all and start over? I don't think so, because we'll end up just like these other teams, going nowhere. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the best organization in football. They have the best record of all time since the merger, and they have the most Super Bowl wins. I'm sticking with my guy, Mike Tomlin. And I stick with the Rooneys, and I stick with Omar Khan and their decisions. And they will make the right decisions. That's it. Go Steelers. Please subscribe if you like this. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go Steelers.